everyone, and welcome to This Day. It is February 15th. It is a Thursday. I'm Michael Taylor. Welcome to the program. Did you have a great Valentine's Day? I hope you did. Did you take out your significant other? Did you guys have some fun? I hope so. I had some fun last night too. So went out to dinner. It was a very nice evening. Hey, today on the show, we want to talk about what's going on right here in our community. Clubhouse 1 renovations, a lot of other stuff. We're going to get an update from Juanita Silkman, and she, of course, is with the Golden Rain Foundation. She's going to be telling us all about what they're going to be doing in Clubhouse 1, all of the renovations, and some other decisions they're making to help streamline the whole process. So stick with us on that. Speaking of making some repairs, updating things, we've got a good stay informed for you over there at Gate 5. I know you've been it's been down for a minute or two, but it's going to be back open hopefully today. They have repaired the area over there in terms of what they've been doing, new sensors in the loop. They've had the gate closed for a little while, and so we're tentatively scheduled to open it today. I say tentatively, don't hold me to that, but they're doing their best to repair this stuff over there, make sure the sensors are working properly, the gates are all working properly, and today's the day it should be opening up. So hopefully sometime later today, Gate 5 lanes will be open for you. Hey, let's take a look outside. We got some partly cloudy skies this morning. The AM clouds should clear off to mostly sunny, a little bit like yesterday. Had those morning clouds, and then we cleared off to mostly sunny skies. We got mostly sunny again tomorrow, a few maybe clouds in the morning, things like that. Then we start having the clouds move in a little bit. We've got some rain on the way. Don't be surprised if we get a little rain starting Sunday, just maybe here and there scattered, but it looks like the bulk of the storm is probably going to move in on Monday. We had a 40% chance there, and I think that percentage is going to go up as it gets closer. We've got a few warm days, though, for today, tomorrow, so enjoy those while you can, but the rain is coming back. We had a good dry out, but can't last forever. Let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset. Oh, look at that picture. That's Jack. Thank you, Jules Anderson, for sending that picture in for Jack. I think it's been an almost all dog pet week, so on our sunrise and sunset, if you want to send in your picture, it's not too late. We're going to do it next week and the next week after that, as long as you guys send us the pictures. Sunrise this morning was 6:35. Sunset tonight is going to be 5:35. All right, if you'd like to send us a picture of your pet, your cat, your dog, your parrot, your squirrel, whatever you got around, take a picture, send it to us. We'd be happy to use it, along with sunrise shots, sunset shots. Go ahead and email us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. We'll make sure you put your name on there, and if you send your pet, make sure you send your pet's name too, where you took the picture, and we will put it on our sunrise sunset segment. That sounds fun to me. Hey, we've got lots of meetings to tell you about, and then when we come back, we'll talk about renovations over at Clubhouse 1. Stay with us.
Showtime, the groundbreaking network, is reaching new heights with original series from Paramount Plus. Introducing Paramount Plus with Showtime. More series, more stars, one network.
Let's fly.
Paramount Plus with Showtime, available now.
Adapt to it, we strive to make the everyday tasks easier by providing our customers with the tools they need to be successful. We carefully explain the use and care of all of our equipment. Adapt to it has been in Laguna Woods for over 20 years, and we know that nothing in life stays constant. So we can help you adapt to all the changes in your life. Adapt to it sells and rents items and always delivers with a smile. Come in today to experience what we mean when we say, when you can't change it, adapt to it.
At Renewed Ketamine Infusion, Dr. Justin Yannick and Dr. Tanya Dahl are board-certified physicians with nearly a decade of experience in ketamine therapy who can help those who haven't found success with other treatments or wish to avoid daily medications. Whether you're struggling with depression, PTSD, anxiety, or chronic pain conditions, our private spa-like clinic focuses on creating the perfect setting for your ketamine treatment. Call us today to schedule your free physician consultation to determine if ketamine therapy is recommended for you.
We promise to meet you with an open heart and curious mind. To never have the answers before we've heard your story. Because you are not everyone else, and healthcare is not one size fits all. Highest performing hospital, top ranked physicians, 50 convenient locations, right here in Orange County. You, empowered by Hoag.
Got one of the busiest ladies in show business and serving your community right here. We have Juanita Silkman. Thank you for joining us from the GRF board.
Thank you.
And you do trading posts. You're prolific here in the community, and you are definitely involved. And you got some updates for us on what's going on at the GRF, some of the decisions you guys have made.
We had our monthly meeting last week.
Right.
And there were a number of things that came out of that meeting.
Now tell me about this, the viewing in the drop-in lounge. What's that about?
That has been a sore spot in the village for a number of years.
Help me understand that. What's going on there?
And we've tried doing different things. The drop-in lounge is exactly that, and it's supposed to be, or was designed originally, for people to intermingle, people to talk to each other, particularly a lot of us who live alone, and maybe don't get out and see other people. They can go there, they can do puzzles, and there is a television.
Okay.
But we've had a really contagious time with the television.
A little bit cantankerous?
Absolutely, because, I mean, we have people who want sports.
Okay.
People don't want to see sports. We have people who want to see Cooking Channel or
Right.
HGTV, and other people who say, no, no, no. And then, of course, there's the political thing.
Oh, yes. CNN versus Fox, MSNBC, all that fun.
And so we literally had fights.
Wow.
We had to call security a few times. And so they took the TV out completely, and then they decided, no, that wasn't fair. So they put it back on just with Channel 6.
Okay.
Which seemed really good to me.
Yeah,
Because
good.
Channel 6
We're on
got
that.
all
You
kinds
and
of
I are on
everything.
that show.
That's right. So they wanted more programming.
Okay.
And so the CAC, Community Activities Committee, works on this, and they had gone through, and they've come up with this new plan. And the only problem with this new plan is they're closing down the
The plan's ready to go, but the clubhouse
as of
is
March
closing
7th.
down.
So it'll be there for a month, and we can kind of try it and see how it works. And what they're doing is they're going to have a different channel every day from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. And so if people do want to go there and watch TV, they can do that. But they can also intermingle. They can do puzzles. They can read, whatever. But on Mondays, they'll have HGTV.
Right.
And on Tuesdays, National Geographic. And on Wednesday, Turner Classic Movies.
Which is a great channel.
And on Thursdays, the Food Network. And then on Friday, the Discovery Channel. Saturday, we get TNT. And Sunday, we get Lifetime.
Lifetime, yeah, absolutely.
And so there's a wide variety of programming there, but we hope that it will satisfy people.
Yeah.
So we'll try it for a few weeks before we close the drop-in lounge down, when we have to close down.
Little test drive. It reminds me of when my siblings and I were kids, and we'd fight over the remote or fight over turning the channel.
And we had to take the remote out.
Yeah, just take the remote. Mom would be like, turn off the TV.
The remote is kept by the Clubhouse One supervisor now in the office, and she turns it on to the correct channel and whatever. You know, we did have fights over the remote.
That's silly.
So
a lot of silliness, but
we're
hopefully that
supposed to be
solves
adults.
it. I
and
know, we know,
hopefully
but kids will be kids no matter what age we are, right?
You know, we've had a lot of problems with the drop-in lounge. A few years ago, we had problems. We had to change the way we had coffee there.
Okay.
Because we had coffee supplies and coffee and sugar and creamer and all of that kind of stuff. And people would come in with bags and just
Oh my goodness.
take them out. And if you'd say, stop, I pay my dues, so I'm entitled to this. No, so we stopped doing that.
Right.
And we have the coffees made a different way. And
I think people just need to be reminded sometimes that you're in a community. And it's a shared place, and it's shared like a park and those kinds of things, and it's for everyone. It's not for an individual. And I think some people get that individual mindset when they walk into a space like that and say, "This is mine. I pay my dues," like you said.
And I can't believe that our residents are that desperate that they have to take another example. As I was there one day, and somebody had brought in 2 dozen boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh, nice.
People do bring in cookies and all kinds of things like that. And somebody came in, closed up the boxes, took the boxes, and was walking out. I said, wait a minute. Those were here for everybody. And again, no, I pay my dues. I can have anything I want. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, some people are not going to change, and I think that's one of the realities.
So we always have some challenges there. We're going to see how this works out. Yeah. And we hope it will when it reopens.
Sounds like a good plan. You can't please everybody, but it sounds like you guys have come up with something pretty good. Now, like you said, it's only going to be going until about March 4th or so, because that's when things are going to shut down, and now the renovation process is happening.
Absolutely.
Clubhouse 1 has not had a major renovation since it opened back in the 60 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's our oldest clubhouse, and it's probably our most used. I am so proud of our recreation department, who have located 109 different clubs and functions to other clubhouses for this 6-month period.
Right. It's not. That's one of the things. It's not even a matter of, hey, what are we going to do here? How are we going to get all the services out of that clubhouse, everything people do, and then relocate them while this is happening? that process, I imagine, was just a monumental lift.
Absolutely, because we have so many clubs, and it's other functions as well. You have a birthday or an anniversary or a memorial service or something. All of those things had to be relocated to another clubhouse so that we could do this. But the good thing is, by doing it in the 6-month period all at once, we're going to save over $100,000.
Wow.
If we had spaced it out, we'd have paid a lot more money. And it's safer because there's going to be asbestos. It's an old clubhouse. There's going to be dust and noise.
Cords hanging over the place.
All of those kinds of things. And so just from a safety point of view, we said, hey, we got to close it for 6 months. And
so hit with some of the highlights of what people are going to see that's going to be new, different, and improved now that we're looking at this major renovation. So what is going to be done? Obviously, the remediation of some of the asbestos and things like that.
They're changing out the windows. They're putting in new double-pane windows that work, and doors. New lighting. Our lighting is very old, and they're putting in new lighting that's going to really be nice. A lot of technology that we haven't had there before in the way of projectors for people doing slideshows that will be in the ceiling now instead of having to have one. And you don't have to pull down a screen. Those will be all automatic. So there's a bunch of technology that's going in there as well. Just things that are going to bring it up to date. And then the usual paint, new floors, those kinds of things that make it look better. And on the outside, completely repainting the outside, just like we're painting all of our buildings right now, including mine.
But the building is going to remain the same character and the same structure overall, right? It's not going to be some sort of tear down kind of situation, right? Because it's such a beautiful building.
And this is a beautification of our beautiful building.
There we go.
So it's going to work really well. Now, there are other challenges. One of the other challenges was our buses, because the hub for our buses is Clubhouse 1, and it's right there. So what we're doing is we're moving that over to the side of the History Center and library. There's a big parking lot there, and they're going to put in tents or covers and benches so that people can sit and it will there. Hopefully even porta potties if people need them, or the bus drivers. And there's plenty of room to park your car to get on the bus for those that do that. And we'll have our parking for the History Center and the library, which are the only two parts of that complex that are not
Right, because
closing down.
those places came later, and they don't need the same renovation, right?
Exactly.
And they're not attached. They're not actually
They're
attached to
not
the
actually
building.
attached, and there's parking lots between them, so that we don't get in the way of the construction and the
You'll have
contractors.
some open
and
during
stuff.
construction signs for the center and the library.
Right. So both of those will still be open.
So what are some of the major decisions that you out there in GRF had to make in terms of before this got launched? I mean, was it every single vendor that was coming in there, every single construction project?
We've had two committees, of course, our general maintenance and construction, M&C committee, and then we also had a ad hoc committee just for the clubhouse refurnishing of it. And now that that's done for Clubhouse 1, now they're saying that ad hoc committee may move on to a different clubhouse.
Okay.
No decision has been made on that yet.
They've got
but
some great
that's
experience. You know, that's one of the things about these committees that they can serve, and they gain that knowledge. I'm sure as you've served on many committees, you gain that knowledge of that area you didn't know anything about when you walked in, and it would be a shame to waste that knowledge and say, let's get a brand new committee for something else.
Right. Well, that is one of the problems that we have here in the village. Just the way our governance is set up, we basically change 1/3 of our boards every year. And new people come in and they're eager and they want to help, but it's always, let's go back to square one and see if my idea is better.
Yeah.
And you have to say, we tried that, we researched that, we looked into that, that's not a new idea. Well, you know.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a brain trust loss when that happens. There's a reset on even just on procedures, how things actually work, how we get bids from vendors, and all of those things that are an important part of that process.
Absolutely. And it's a 3-step process, really. The committees do all the work. And that's why I tell everybody, go to a committee if you're interested in anything that's happening here. We have committees for everything, and go to a committee. That's where the work is done. That's where the ideas are brought forth. That's where the research is done. And then they make a recommendation. And the recommendation usually goes to the finance committee, because we've got to know, do we have the money? Usually it comes out of our reserve funds, and so we need to know, do we have the money to be able to do this? Or is it going to cost our residents more money?
Right, through a special assessment or raising
all that
fees,
good
which is
stuff.
like, well, you're gonna hear about
We never
that.
have had a special assessment, and we certainly don't expect to. But sometimes the big thing is we need to keep putting money back into the reserve fund, because you can't keep taking out.
Right.
and
It's not a piggy bank that's that's unyielding.
You can't you have to refresh it. So every year we have to put money back in. And that's always a part of the budget, and how much should it be? Now we've standardized on $17 per manor per month for quite a few years now, and that's kept our reserve fund where it needs to be.
Okay.
And we do have reserve study people who come in and look at it and say, is it enough? Are you doing it right?
And with the inflation that's come along, especially for construction materials, I imagine that the prices went up from when you very first started looking at this to when you actually made all of the decisions. The budget blossomed.
Yes. and that's what's so frustrating, is we go through all of this work. Our employees in maintenance construction get all of this information. We have a price, and then by the time it gets to the approval stage, which is the 3rd stage, going to the actual board of directors, the price has gone up.
Yeah, the cost has gone up, and usually those quotes, someone gives you a quote, it's a 30-day or 60-day quote, and by the time it's time for a new quote, kind of thing, because these guys can't be held to that a year later and those kinds of things.
And we have been working on this Clubhouse 1 renovation for 5 years.
So what are the things you did as a GRF board to help streamline things for VMS and those folks in terms of having to come back to you for every little thing?
Well, we passed something that we called the temporary Flexible Amenities and Facilities Operating Procedures. Big name, but it's a really good resolution, and it was passed unanimously. And basically what it does is it gives maintenance construction and VMS the authority to make some decisions in between, so that we don't have to go back to a committee and back and take months to get it there. So there are a lot of things that have to be, decisions that have to be made basically on the spur of the moment, something that comes up while they're in the midst of construction. And so we have to say we have faith in you. We know you're going to do it as economically as possible
Right.
and as best as possible. So what we did for the Clubhouse 1 closure was give them that responsibility.
Right, and I think there's the fear, I would imagine, with some folks like, oh, well, if you give a vendor free reign to buy whatever they want, they're not going to
No.
And that's not what this is. That's why I want to make
No,
sure
it's
people
not.
understand that.
It's not. It's definitely monitored by our M&C, our maintenance department particularly, and Guy West, who's wonderful, just really keeps a real close eye on everything that's going on. And so we put our trust in him.
Yeah.
And so we know that it's going to be, they're saying 6 months. We expect to open the middle of August, or I think September is going to be the grand opening. What they're going to do as soon as they're finished with the building and everything, they're going to resurface all the parking lots.
Okay.
While they're
It'll look brand spanking new out
right.
there. So is there anything, one thing that people are that's going to go away, or any new thing that's going to come in its place? Did you look at some of the rooms you guys were using, saying, you know what, no one uses this for this purpose anymore? Back in the 60s, we're going to repurpose this for X.
No, not exactly. We are taking some of the room. For instance, the billiards room is going in to be a multi-purpose room.
Okay.
It'll still be for billiards. It'll have the tables, but it's not going to be just that.
Okay.
There are other things. It's a fairly large room that can be done in that space. So as we go through and refurbish everything, we're thinking, how can we make it more useful to lots of different clubs and things? And they work so closely, maintenance, with the recreation department, because recreation is what does all these things. Okay. And we're not closing the bocce ball.
Oh goodness.
That was a big deal.
No, you can't do that.
So well, we couldn't move it anywhere because we'd have to build all new bocce ball.
Right, and those that's not an easy thing.
That's not easy. We didn't have space and cost, whatever. So they worked it so that there's one piece of the parking lot right by the bocce ball courts that will be open.
It'll be safe.
And so bocce ball will still
Bocce ball survives.
will still survive. Yeah.
Juanita, let me talk to you. Fantastic, all this update. You do a lot of work here in the village. You do a lot. What got you to? What made you say to yourself, I'm not going to just be some retiree going to the pool. You were really involved. What makes you get up in the morning and do this stuff?
I feel this is my job.
Okay.
And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. Which means I try to keep up on all of the committees, all of the things that are going on. If I'm not on the committee, I usually go or watch it on Zoom, so that when things get to our board for final approval, I know what they're talking about. And I can say yes or no or ask the right questions, I hope.
So you watch the sausage getting made, as they say in politics.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I enjoy it, and I feel that some of the dinosaurs, there are a few of us, I've been 15 years doing this, people do come to us for the history.
Yeah.
Because we have staff that's only been here for 2 or 3 years, and they don't know what went on 10 years ago.
Right.
And of course, board members that are always new and changing, et cetera. So sometimes just having the history, the knowledge helps.
Right. The gatekeeper, so to speak. Well, Anita Silkman, thank you, from first Vice President of GRF. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us this update. Appreciate it.
It's been my pleasure.
We'll be right back, take a look at some movies and some other announcements when we come back. You're watching ThisDay.
Pet boarding and daycare reimagined in Laguna Woods. Smart Park is offering 1 month of unlimited free daycare to new clients that pass a temperament evaluation. Call today to redeem this offer and get started.
We believe every senior should be able to remain healthy, happy, and at home. At Caring Senior Service, we understand the value of compassion and companionship. Our caregivers promote health, happiness, and independence. We cook nutritional meals, engage in meaningful activities, run errands, do light house cleaning, and more. Call us toll-free at 833-926-3700 or visit our website, caringseniorsservicelw.com. Healthy, happy home. Caring Senior Service.
At Renew Ketamine Infusion, Dr. Justin Yannick and Dr. Tanya Dahl are board-certified physicians with nearly a decade of experience in ketamine therapy who can help those who haven't found success with other treatments or wish to avoid daily medications. Whether you're struggling with depression, PTSD, anxiety, or chronic pain conditions, our private spa-like clinic focuses on creating the perfect setting for your ketamine treatment. Call us today to schedule your free physician consultation to determine if ketamine therapy is recommended for you.
Welcome to OCI Care, Laguna Woods' premier laser and premium cataract surgery center.
I just wanted my cataracts removed. It was pain-free. I was so impressed because I was so frightened to have it done. After surgery, I was able to use my eyes immediately. It was a miracle, really.
It's just been wonderful to be able to see everything. It's even better than he said it was going to be because I saw instantly.
Hey, we've got some great movies to tell you about coming up this weekend. On Friday, it's going to be All the President's Men. This is a really fun movie, a really great movie, and great historical piece about the Watergate break-ins. It stars Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman. It is going to be brought to us by Hogue, and it is at 2 p.m. with the subtitles, 6 p.m. without the subtitles. And All the President's Men is a biographical political drama thriller film about the Watergate scandal that brought down the presidency of Richard Nixon. The run-up to the 1972 elections, Washington Post reporter Bob Woodward covered what seemed to be a minor break-in at the Democratic Party national headquarters, and then he's surprised to find top lawyers already on the defense case. Seemed kind of fishy. And he discovered they also discovered the names and addresses of White House fund organizers on the accused who were caught in the break-in. So editor of the Post goes ahead and assigns Woodward and Bernstein to the case. And it's what led to the bringing down and the Watergate scandal and then the resignation eventually of Richard M. Nixon. And our next movie is going to be on Saturday, King Richard with Will Smith. And that's going to be brought to us by Saddleback Medical Center. All right, folks, let's take a look at our weather. Pretty nice today and tomorrow. Then we're going to see a slow cool down and a slow increase of clouds as we head into the weekend. Maybe some showers on Sunday, just slight chance. For sure, probably on Monday, though. And so get out there while you can and enjoy the nice weather. Tomorrow on the program from Mission Hospital, we're going to have Dr. Douglas Nguyen talking to us about some conditions and some issues there, and Sports Corner with Cole Young. So stay with us for that one on Friday with Bobby as well. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. For all of us here at Village TV, we hope you make this day a great one.
The Hogue Classic is returning March 20th through the 24th. Come experience the thrill of champions. For tickets, visit HogueClassic.com. See you at the beach.